Hey everyone, welcome to Post to Post. My name's Neil. Thanks for joining me today. This is something totally different, something that we've never done on the channel before, and it wouldn't even be possible without one of you guys. Dominic has sent in these awesome NHL designs on Indy cars, if that makes sense. It's a world that'll never happen, but it's just so cool to kind of look at these concepts and think about, well, what if it did? And as you can see as we go through these, or as you're going to see, it would be a wonderful world if that did exist. But I'm pretty excited for this, Dominic. Thanks for sending these in. There are actually 33, although one is a pace car, and I've ranked them. Okay, I've gone 1 to 32, which means there's a Seattle, and I've ranked these. So we're gonna go through them 32 to 1 in my least favorite to favorite, in reverse order from my favorite to least favorite. So let's do it. Let's just jump right into it. Let's not waste any time. Appreciate you, Dominic. Link your social media down below, your portfolio, if you want people to see your design work, and I will pin it. Okay, let's start off with number 33. We'll call it the pace car. So this looks to be probably a Civic Type R, different spoiler on the back, but still pretty cool. You got all the division logos on there with the colors matching along the bottom. That's pretty neat. But let's get into the real ranking. Starting off with number 32, my team, the Montreal Canadiens. He has gone old school here, gone back to, I think it was 2009 when the Montreal Canadiens used the Barber Pole throwback jersey. And that was inspired from, I don't know, 19-something, early 1900s or something. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. 1909 maybe. But still, this is, it's a little bit too bold for me. And we don't usually see vertical striping like that on cars because of the movement that cars make. All of the striping that you see is usually towards, it's horizontal along the sides, or it's vertical on the front, coming back and turning into basically horizontal along the top of the vehicle. So having just straight up lines on the side is a little bit odd to see, I'm not going to lie, and maybe it's a little bit too bold for me. So I had to put Montreal in 32nd. And 31st, their rival, the Toronto Maple Leafs. For literally the exact same reason. I just find it a bit odd to see the striping like that. Although I do like the font on the front of this, their logo for the most part, and some little notches back there, some little leaves on the back, which is pretty neat. And the green one, maybe that's for St. Patrick's or the St. Pat's. Sorry, just St. Patrick's Day. Number 30, the Vegas Golden Knights, and I decided it's not bad. Just for the record, it's not bad. None of these are bad. But I decided to rank this low because I felt like there was, I'm going to word this, maybe a missed opportunity. I think that you could have added a lot more flair to this, and I'm not, by flair, I don't mean gold. I don't mean that sparkly gold on their jerseys. I just mean maybe you could have some more cards or something on this, or it could be just a little bit lively. It's a little dull for Vegas. Vegas is known to be a little flashy. Number 29, I put the LA Kings. Very simple car, or very simple paint job here. It matches their jersey, which is totally fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Just a little subdued for me. Number 28, the New Jersey Devils. I think it was the green that kind of threw me off. And yeah, I know they use the green with the reverse retro in their alternate, but it's still, it's not really part of their actual current branding other than those jerseys. So to see green on here just felt a little bit out of place for me. Number 27, the Ottawa Senators. It is not bad by any means. I think it's that back quarter panel that's gold, or that like whatever color that is. You want to call it a goldish brown or a pea color, whatever you want to call it, caramel. It feels a bit out of place for this, and I don't know why. Maybe if the wheels of the car or the rims were maybe the same color. Sometimes you see that in NASCAR where they paint the inside of the wheels. I don't know, maybe something like that. It just feels a little out of place. I don't know why. Number 28, the St. Louis Blues. Absolutely nothing wrong with this. I almost said jersey. So used to doing jersey rankings. Absolutely nothing wrong with this car. I would say it's kind of generic. Not great, not bad, just average. Number 25, the Dallas Stars. And when I initially ranked these, I had this one in the top 15 because I liked how it just starkly just stopped. And you got the design in the front, the white, the green, which looks awesome. And boom, you put a wall there. The back half is that gray with the mooters in there. And then that spoiler is green. And I felt like I don't know if that spoiler should be green. It feels out of place back there. So maybe if that spoiler was that gray color, I'd like it a little bit more, and we'll just straight up have a split car. But the more I thought about it, the more I don't know, I'm on the fence with that one still. Number 24, the Chicago Blackhawks. And I love the striping that comes up from the nose and all the way up to the side and then kind of curves around. That's great. But it's the striping on the back that starts wide and comes in thin above the Blackhawks logo on the forehead there. I'm not sure. It just feels, it almost looks like one of those parachutes that you used to get in school. I'm not sure. Maybe you younger kids don't even play with the parachutes anymore. But when I was in high school, not even high school, we didn't play with parachutes in high school. When I was a younger kid in like elementary, I don't know, like grade 5, grade 6, we'd have gym class and we'd have this big giant parachute. It was the size of, I don't even know. It was the size of a traffic circle or a roundabout. Like, it was massive, and it was kind of painted like that. And you threw it up and you run underneath and you come back. And I don't know. That's what it reminds me of. Okay, number 23, the Carolina Hurricanes. I actually like the subtle gray in here. There's a lot you could probably do with this one, but Dominic played it very clean and very simple here. So even though this is ranked a little bit low in 23, I do still like it. Number 22, the Seattle Kraken. Nice little subtle touch of the Space Needle in there, which is the top of the anchor logo, just in behind the text on the side. Nice hidden logo just to the left of that. Now the front, I'm not exactly sure what that is. It's very pixelated and up-resed, so it's quite blurry. So that threw me off a little bit. It looks to be like the eye of the logo, but like done differently. I'm not exactly sure. Number 21, the Arizona Coyotes. This is great. The colors are fantastic. I like the nice little subtle shoulder patch in behind the front wheel. That's really cool. The text on the side is fine. And the texture along the bottom, or that striping pattern that they use in the Kachina jersey, looks great. I just think it's maybe a little bit too busy. There's a lot going on. It's just, my eyes are kind of all over the place. You've got that pattern along the bottom, and then the striping on the back is kind of at an angle, and on the front there's a patch, and there's a little logo up above on the top and back on the spoiler. There's just a lot to look at, and my eyes just kind of go all over the place. Number 20, the Boston Bruins. So on my screen, I don't know if it's going to look like it on your screen, but on my screen, there's just a little hint of brown in there at the bottom, I think. There looks, in the darker section along the bottom, it looks to be a very subtle gradient from like a charcoal gray into kind of a brown. It doesn't look too bad. I don't really like the Boston Bruins jerseys or concepts to be in brown. There's a common misconception that people think that this is in their mind when they think of this jersey back here to my left. I think that it's brown. There's actually no brown on that whatsoever. So I prefer just black or just a gray or something like that. But other than that, being super nitpicky, this is a really nice car because it flows nice. The color is all at the top, and it comes all the way to the back at the top, and the bottom is the same thing. So there's a really nice flow to this car. Number 19, the Tampa Bay Lightning. I liked the bold approach here. This isn't the prettiest car. It is not It is not the best designed, but it is bold. I like the personality that it has. Those big giant lightning bolts in the background there, that gives it life. And vehicles are coming more electrified every year, so maybe there's a little subtle double meaning here. Number 18, the Anaheim Ducks. This one flows pretty well too. It just kind of, everything swoops back at a different angle and a nice little colored section down just behind the tire. But this one really looks good. I like it a lot. Number 17, the Vancouver Canucks. And while there's a lot going on here, I love what he did with the V. He painted that section below in green, put the font on it, which was great, but then put the V and just cut right out of it. But then the negative space of the V, or the in-between of the V, he didn't fill back in with green. I think if he had done that, I wouldn't have liked it that much. So just to cut into the green in the V, and then come back on the other side with the green, this is great. I really, really like this one a lot. Number 16, the New York Rangers. This one reminds me of the Ottawa Senators one a little bit because of that back quarter panel that's a different color than everything else. But I think it balances okay here because of the font that's right next to it, because of the red in the logo just below that, because of the red on the tire, because of the little pinstripe in the front of red. So this has good flow as well. So I kind of like this one. This one's grown on me a lot. Number 15, the Florida Panthers. Love to see that state flag down below there, and the striping. And what's cool about the striping is it actually kind of mimics their jersey. Florida is one of those few teams, I think there's only 3, Florida, Montreal, and Minnesota, that uses a stripe that goes horizontal being behind a logo. So to have it kind of represented here on the car, but with the reverse retro logo, is pretty neat. That's a nice little subtle touch, and I appreciate that. And also just the kind of inverted reverse color, or not reverse color, but the inverted, or the removal of white from the state flag on the back spoiler, and just have that cross in red and then the logo in the middle there. That's pretty cool. I really like this one a lot. Number 14, the Colorado Avalanche. Nice little secondary logo. You can just kind of see it. The transparency is only like 5%, but you can just kind of see it in there. I really like that. And you got the foot logo on there, the classic foot logo, the old shoulder patch, and I mean, the color combination is fantastic. So good stuff, Dominic. Number 13, the Islanders. I liked the intense blue here, the intense orange stripes and the white stripe at the back, and the subtle little teal along the bottom. It doesn't match the rest of the vehicle, but it still just is a hint to the past. And the Fisherman logo's on there, so bonus points for the Fisherman. Number 12, the Buffalo Sabres. This is a very simple design, like super simple, but it almost feels like a 50s style paint job or something. It's very clean. There's just that, that rectangle shape of yellow that has the logo, and then some pinstriping above that just going back, and then that logo, the 2 cross sabers, dividing that stripe is just a little bit on the yellow on the bottom, a little bit on the blue on the top, just kind of splitting it, provides a bit of symmetry and balance. So I really like this one a lot, even though it's 12th. Number 11, the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is all about the pinstripe for me, and the top being black. Columbus doesn't really utilize black a lot in their branding, but I think it really works here, to be completely honest. It balances well with the tires and the pinstriping that kind of comes back, and all of their normal branding is underneath and all the black is above. So it's a kind of a cool relationship that's going on here. This makes me want to see a Columbus Blue Jackets jersey kind of utilize a little bit more black. So if any of you concept designers, that's a little hint for the future if you plan on sending them in. Number 10, the Edmonton Oilers. This is great. This is, a really good example of something that's simple. Nothing drastic, nothing in your face, just simple color. You got the blue on the bottom, accented by the orange on the top, that oil drop just coming off that bottom of the window there. The speed's kind of ripping it off with the orange on the front. This is nice. Number 9, the Minnesota Wild. And my favorite part of this, there's a lot of great parts here, but my favorite part is the back bottom quarter panel where the red stripe comes down over top of that off-white and just meets the top of the bear's head, and the bear head kind of finishes the shape underneath around the face and the teeth, and then that red stripe just continues. So just using the logo as an element of continuation of another element, if that makes sense. It's subtle, and it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect there. I really like it, and using that secondary logo that they have angled fits perfectly with the construction of the vehicle. So this one is fantastic. Number 8, the Nashville Predators. So this is all about those lines. There's guitar strings. They just look so good on a car. It makes sense. It gives you the impression of speed, and you see that a lot with logos and graphics and stuff. They use following lines like that to implement movement and speed. So this is great. I absolutely love it. It's simple. There's not really anything drastic on the car other than those lines, those strings, guitar strings, and the font looks great on top of there as well. So great job with this one. Number 7, the San Jose Sharks. And this is kind of like the 30th anniversary jersey version of the car because of the gray. The gray looks so good in there. This feels very early 90s or mid 90s. And the shark at the back coming, because the shark is colorized in black a little bit, and it's at the angle, it almost looks like the tire is a part of the shark, and it's just I can just see the tire spinning and the shark just coming out of the tire. So that's the position that was chosen here for the shark is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love this one. Number 6, the Winnipeg Jets. Very simple, very I was gonna say military. Military is the wrong word. Very Air Force. It is. I mean, there's a subtle little imagery in here. There's not a lot of cars in this lineup or concepts that Dominic has done, where one color is used as much as this, I don't think. So this was just a little bit different for me. It's a little, there's some balance issues for sure, but I did like the imagery, and I like that subtle little stripe in there. Number 5, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Very simple design here, like nothing crazy going on, just it flows nice. The yellow's in there, and along the bottom, there's a nice little subtle white stripe. The roof is yellow, but then you got that black coming through. This matches their brand perfectly. Number 4, for really the same reason, and also just because it's different, the Philadelphia Flyers. One little detail in here that is, I think, just fantastic is that little additional stripe on the back. We saw with the Dallas jersey. I almost said it again. The Dallas car that just kind of like cut right in half, and you had the gray in the background. The addition of that second stripe just down there just helps bridge the gap a little bit more. So although the spoiler is orange here, it does balance well with the rest of the vehicle. I think because of that second stripe, it just helps balance it a little bit. And you got that logo in there just behind the mirror. I'm a big fan of this one. Number 3, the Detroit Red Wings. So this kind of goes in line with the other two. Just simple, nice movement here. It really kind of that's the wrong word. I'm just picturing in my mind like a wind tunnel. You see when they test cars and they put the smoke or the moisture in the wind tunnel, and then it blows over the car so they can see the aerodynamics of the vehicle. That's kind of what this reminds me of. So it's a really good representation, maybe is the word I'm looking for, of that. I feel like I can just see the vapor trail kind of going over the car, and you can see like the aerodynamics of the vehicle. So I get a sensation of speed here, which is cool. Number 2, the Washington Capitals. Yes, look at this. It doesn't match the jersey because I don't have my reverse retro on, but it matches the hat. You got the awesome Screaming Eagle back there. The striping is perfect. It's basically the reverse retro on this vehicle, and it is so good. I absolutely love it. I don't even want to see the original colors here, or not the original colors, but the original reverse retro colors. You know what I mean? I'm fine with the current colors as a reverse retro on this vehicle. This looks so good. And number 1, I mean, how could it not be number 1? The Calgary Flames. This is amazing. There's the flames, like it's just so good. It just, the logo's on the front of the car. I know you can't see it, but that's the left-hand side of the logo, which we see around the tire. And then the logo is, I think, reversed and then reversed and flipped maybe, and then put in the back. But it looks opposite of that. It looks, how am I going to describe this? It doesn't look like the flames are moving this way. You see the flame, your mind sees the flame of red going back versus, how am I gonna, if you don't know what I mean, then I think you're out of luck. If you know what I mean, then we're good. The bottom mountain piece, that subtle little element of one of their secondary, tertiary logos, just along that little bottom piece behind the tire, is just a wonderful little touch. And then you got Blasty in there as well. This was by far my favorite. This was fantastic. So Dominic, thank you so much for sending these in. I know this was a really different video. We know we're not talking about NHL logos or NHL jerseys or concepts or logos from different leagues or jerseys from different leagues or anything like that. Racing and hockey have nothing to do with each other, except for the fact that I like racing and I like hockey, and this involves design. So it's a weird video, but it was a fun video for me. Maybe it's not for you, but it is for me. No regrets. Love doing it. Dominic, thank you so for sending these in. I had a blast going through these. Hope you guys liked them. Give Dominic some love down in the comment section, and I hope you guys are having a really good day as well. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you soon. Adios.